What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You see, we're not at our desk. Today, we're gonna have a little bit of visual explanation here. Um, because I'm a visual person. I like to see what I'm being told. So I'm gonna try to start doing this with a lot of my stuff. Um, but another reason I am not at my desk is because this is kind of for me. As you know, I'm trying to lose a good amount of weight, get in shape, that kind of thing. So I like to watch my transition. I take normal pictures at about once a week. I might start doing daily just to see the transition from overweight to fit and shape. Yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with this. As you can see today, we're going to be talking about freedom. There's a lot of definitions of freedom out there. It could be anything from us being free from the British, just anything, slavery, that sort of deal. Freedom has a lot of different definitions, but it all sums up to the same one. The definition that all of it sums up to, though, is being free to do what you strive and want to do. It could be anything from a project you want to do, being able to spend your money in certain places, being able to just travel wherever you want to travel. That's kind of what we're going to hit on today. I know I've done a video in the past about financial freedom, but I'm going to hit more on all three today. I'm going to hit a lot again on financial freedom, though, because I didn't feel like I did the best job explaining it in the last one. And plus, everything's better with a visual presentation. So we're going to take care of that today. So let's address, what is financial freedom again? Well, really, it is... it's basically, so you've got your month here. Let's use this. We've got it. Okay. So everybody has monthly expenses. You've got things like rent or mortgage. And you'll have to forgive my handwriting on this and my spelling. But so you've got rent and a mortgage. I don't know if you can see that very well. It looks like you can. But you got rent, mortgage, you got the utilities. I'm going to try to get a whiteboard. I can't stand this thing. It about falls over on me. But we're working with what we got. You got like phone bills. You got groceries, which suck to buy right now. My marker's running out too, so that's awesome. But you've got all these monthly expenses. And what financial freedom is, so you've got a job. Most of us have jobs. We go and work. I'll just use mine for example. I don't care. I'm making around $20 an hour. And so my net each month is about, I think it comes down to about $2,400. Yeah, my marker is about done. So that's awesome. But so you've got all these monthly expenses every month, and you definitely don't want it to be greater than what your take home is. But what financial freedom is being able to create this same take home, or not even really necessarily your same take home, just the amount to cover your expenses. You want to be able to cover your expenses, and that's what financial freedom is. That's the threshold for it, is being able just to cover your expenses with some other source of income other than your normal job, your 9 to 5. So this is the stage I'm at right now. I'm trying to create other ways of income outside of my normal job, because the sad truth is, unless you, we saw it all throughout the pandemic, how the essential jobs, the term came about, and we saw how many of us were truly essential. And the thing is, though, when you go into a recession, essential jobs, that gets smaller. You get companies cutting down a lot, and it's sad, but it's true. What can happen? Your job is not stable, um, unless you're one of those few jobs. So you want to have some sort of other income to cover those expenses, not just for the sake of having the extra money when you do have a job, but so you can say, okay, I lost my job, but we don't need to worry because I have got this other source of income coming in and paying for your expenses. Mine right now, I don't really take much from it right now just because I'm still building. But mine right now is Airbnb. And I know that is sideways. I'm sorry, but it's Airbnb. I will get better at this too, I promise. But so I've got Airbnb. I am investing heavily in stocks right now because the stock market is insanely low. And in a few years, people that are investing now are going to see a great return. But I've got Airbnb, I've got stocks, I've got my new marketing agency, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm always open to trying new things, but I would eventually like to get into the rental space, the long-term rentals, so buying houses and turning those into long-term rentals, that sort of deal, potentially flipping, because I'm trying to be completely transparent with you. I do not have rent or mortgage right now. My parents are so gracious to let me stay here rent-free while I try to figure out my housing situation, because I'm stuck. There's not a lot of great rentals around here because of my lovely dog, who it's her birthday today. So in the comments, tell Maya happy birthday. But there's not a lot of great rentals, especially ones that allow me to have my dog, because she's a pretty big dog. And then mortgage, I wouldn't mind having a house right now, but interest rates are insane right now. It's crazy. People that are buying houses now are having to settle for a lot less, almost double the amount less than what they could have gotten a couple of years ago. It's crazy right now. So that's my dilemma right now. But the way I'm figuring my financial freedom calculator, I'll kind of show that to you. Way that I'm doing it, I am taking into account what kind of mortgage I'm looking to potentially have, because I'm actually looking into building something. It's something pretty cool, but looking into building, and so I'm going through figuring out what kind of mortgage I would like to have. So I'm using that, but realistically, there's two ways you could do financial freedom calculations. You could do it with replacing your expenses, which is a great one. That's great for people that, it's a great start for anybody, but if you're still wanting to work a 9 to 5, that's the one you want to go with. Because just that's a good point, because you know you're set then, and then you can kind of take a deep breath and then figure out how you want to go from there. Because the thing is, that's a big misconception that I think gets pushed out way too often, is that everybody puts off like everyone needs to be an entrepreneur. But there's two different things here. There's entrepreneur, and then there's this thing called intrapreneur. Not everybody is geared to be an entrepreneur and do their own thing. Sometimes people need that structure of a normal job, but everyone can have financial freedom. Like if your boss walked in and told you that you were fired, or they're laying you off, or you just decided one day you wanted to quit and take some time off, well, guess what? If you have financial freedom, you can do that. The way that I'm figuring it, I came up with a set yearly income that I want to have to be able to consider myself financially free and be able to live a good life like I want to live. Granted, my goals are huge, but for right now, my yearly goal is to take home at the end of the year, if I can get this to stay, it is, marker's getting rough, $100,000. That's my take home that I want to have in supplemental income other than my 9 to 5, before I decide to call it quits on 9 to 5 stuff. I know you're thinking that's huge. You break that down monthly. Monthly, you're looking at less than, so you're looking at about, $8,200 a month. Wow, this marker. All right, I guess the visual is done. Yep. All right, well, that did not last long. But, so it's $8,200 a month is what I'm looking at. Which, really, realistically, so I kind of shed some light on Airbnb. Your goal profit per month per Airbnb per listing is about $1,500 to $2,000. So if you think about that in terms of this $8,200, and that's just for a one-bedroom apartment. So if I can get realistically 5 units profiting $1,500 to, so for this to work, it'd have to be profiting $2,000 a month. That'd be $10,000 a month, and I would exceed this. And the crazy thing is, to really get 5 Airbnbs at that, it would be all in. You're looking about, we'll say on the high end, $10K a unit, so $50,000. That is your initial investment. $50,000. $50,000 would get you to that point where you get into financial freedom, if this was your goal. And so you just kind of figure it out that way. Whatever you want to do, if you're wanting to sell products, you figure out how many products you need to sell per month to be able to hit that monthly goal, or how many you need to sell in a year to hit that yearly goal. So that's kind of the deal on that. But I'm probably asking, why stress financial freedom so much? Why? It's become a huge trend lately, and rightfully so, though. I think people are starting to wake up to the realities in the world. Because what happens is financial freedom is then you can come, see if I can get this to work. So you achieve financial freedom, then you move down to time freedom. Financial freedom buys you time freedom. Time freedom essentially is you don't have to work a job. For me as an entrepreneur, that is my goal. I want time freedom, because what happens is in the entrepreneur world, even the intrapreneur world, if you can start working less, you are able to take that and 10x your financial freedom. Like, I know for me, as soon as I hit that goal, I guarantee you, as soon as I hit that 5 unit mark, profiting $2,000 a month, and I'm able to focus solely on that, guarantee you, within the next year of me achieving that 5 unit goal. So I'm trying hard. My goal for Airbnb is to have 5 by the end of 2023, which means then in 2024, my goal is to potentially hit 50 units. I know that's insane, but it's doable, because instead of spending 40 hours a week at a 9 to 5, that is 40 more hours that I could be spending on my Airbnb business. Think about that, because right now on my Airbnb business, I maybe get, let's say I spent all my extra time outside of work on it. That's maybe, so 4 hours during the week, 4 hours a night during the week, so you're at 20 hours, and then, because I mean, I got stuff on the weekends, such as church, hanging out with family. Family is a big deal. But say I spend somehow 10 hours a day on the weekend on Airbnb, which I don't. But that's still only 40 hours there. So I'd be doubling the amount of time that I could spend on my business. And when you're able to do that, you're able to achieve so much more and hit certain goals that you have so much quicker. So time freedom basically speeds up the growth of financial freedom. And so then what happens is, when you have time freedom, you're able to speed up the financial freedom, which then allows you to be able to have what's called location freedom. Location freedom is the ability to go anywhere, anytime, whenever you want to, for any reason, because you have a nonstop cash flow coming in through your financial freedom, and you have all the time that you could ever want to go and anywhere you want. But a big deal about location freedom is, say you're in a country where a war breaks out, or a pandemic happens, or jobs. It's just becoming a violent neighborhood. A lot of people don't have the ability to just up and move whenever they want, or go to a vacation house in, who knows, in Cabo or whatever. A lot of people don't have that ability. But if you create financial freedom, then time freedom, and then location freedom, you have the ability to do that. And when you achieve all three of these, this bothers me that it doesn't work. When you achieve all three of these, you have achieved total freedom there. So that's essentially it for today. I will continue to talk about these more, and as I do them, I will break down more into it. I'm still up here. I'm still trying to create this first one. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm already here. I am still way up here. But this is where I'm headed. And I want to take you guys with me. So, if you like today's video, go ahead and subscribe. I am sorry for the marker. If you want to send me markers, send me markers. Comment down below. I'll send you my email. You can send me some markers. But yeah, if you like this video, go ahead and like it. Check out my new podcast. It comes out every Wednesday. I'm in the process of trying to get it on iTunes and Spotify. It's a neat deal. We'll hit on different types of freedoms, that sort of deal. But yeah, essentially that's it for today. I really hope this is helpful information, opens your eyes a little bit, opens your minds, and I really want us to be on this boat together. So yeah, go check out my social medias, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks.